And also, speaking of nipples, we did that one earlier too. So you're welcome. Are we recording yet?
Welcome to the I Hate Critics 1994 podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. MJ.
Hello.
I think Amy's here.
Speaking of nipples, Amy's here.
Who brings us the sponsor of the show?
Oh, yeah. It's the Pontiac Fiero. It's the nipples of the car. Nipples!
What is happening?
I don't know, that's all I'm going to say. I'm done with nipples now.
You didn't even see Jack Nicholson's nipples in this movie. He kept his shirt on the entire time.
I saw a girl at my store yesterday with her nipple out.
What?
I swear to God. Wait, so that's how we got onto the nipples,
Yes.
because at my work, which I won't say where, there was a woman with her boyfriend. She had a crossbody purse and a big rack. And, like, the bra was like a shelf, not really holding anything aloft, just kind of hanging them, you know. And then as she's paying, I look over and I'm like, huh. And the nipple, her nipple, was being pinched by the purse sash and her shirt. And I didn't want to say anything, but then we were talking about, like, what would we say? And we would say, you know, speaking of nipples, yours is hanging out. Or, that is a very astounding nipple you have there. So that's what happened to me yesterday. That's why I can't stop saying nipple.
Mm.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're obsessed with mosquitoes.
I have a great story about mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
I was bitten by a mosquito on my earlobe. Yeah.
Right?
It's
And people say, like,
I
wait,
mean, it's crazy.
right.
I bordering on unbelievable, you know?
I don't really believe it. I mean, because the story
you
is
can
kind
see
of
the
big.
redness, though.
I know, but I feel like you could have just been tugging at it.
Perhaps. I don't know.
We watched Wolf today.
We did. That was something that we did.
We did do that.
The movie Wolf, starring Jack Nicholson, after being bitten by a wolf in rural Vermont, aging book editor, that's how they describe him, Will Randall, finds himself full of youthful vigor. Randall then discovers that he's been fired and replaced by Stewart Swinton, the evil Stewart Swinton.
Played by the best James Spader ever.
Vicious young executive. As Randall struggles to regain his position, he becomes enthralled with Laura Alden, played by Michelle Pfeiffer,
She's gorgeous in this film.
his former boss's daughter.
What?
And as increasingly animal-like urges begin to overwhelm him, Randall worries that he may be a werewolf. Did you know they never say werewolf in the movie?
What do
They
they
don't.
just say wolf, don't
They
they?
said demon wolf.
Demon wolf.
Yeah, he's possessed by a demon wolf.
I feel like it's not a demon because,
Do they just not have the right to the word werewolf?
well,
Maybe they don't, but that would be kind of odd to trademark werewolf, seeing as everybody's used it.
there's already a movie called Werewolf, and it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Mystery Science Theater, obviously. Werewolf.
And yet, when you're comparing it to Mystery Science Theater movies, you compared it to two completely different movies with two completely different premises.
No, they had not completely different premises at all. They just had different animals. It lives by night and Track of the Moonbees. They both get bit by something, or hit, and then they become that thing. Well, or lizard. Anyway, this, Fuzzy and I started off watching this movie before you got here, because you've already seen it.
I've already seen it.
And we're just kind of minding our own business. I'm playing The Sims. Fuzzy's playing whatever the hell Fuzzy's playing.
It's a farming simulator
Farming simulator.
on Roblox.
But then I kind of found myself interested. You know?
Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. After the white businessmen stopped talking,
Right.
then we got interested.
Yep. Old white people that we just kind of were bored. But then it's like, you know what? Just get werewolfed. We just want you to be a wolf. Just get to that point,
Yeah.
please.
And we know where it's going. Just get us there.
Yeah, just get us there. Let's just cut off half of the front of the movie and just get us there to the werewolf.
49 minutes in, it's when you see Wolf,
Is that right?
Wolf Jack.
We looked it up. He was 56 in this role.
Yeah.
56.
Aging and over the hill.
Well, look, Nicholson's never been a looker. To me, at least. I don't know. People say he's sexy. I don't get it. But man, when he was a werewolf at one point, I'm like, he actually looks good like that. It's almost attractive.
I think it's because they kept moving his hairline. It's bizarre. Like, I guess that's just like a wolf thing. Maybe was that maybe why he quoted Cy Sperling in the movie? Because it's like the wolf has already given him back his eyes. Like, he can see better, and it's given him better ears. He can hear everything.
He thinks he's handsomer.
Maybe
you can tell.
Maybe the wolf moved his hairline up as well.
So Cy Sperling was actually a wolf. Which I believe, since he could grow that hair back so fast.
That's the secret to the hair club for men. He bites you.
That's right.
And your hair comes back.
Ooh, I need to get a hold of him because I've got some loss up in the front here. I don't know if that's just old age or what that is, but Cy Sperling was the president of the hair club for men. He's not just the president, he was also a client.
Oh.
Yeah, Jack couldn't even get the quote right.
Couldn't even get the quote right, god dang it.
Ugh.
But he was so close.
So yeah, that's Wolf.
Did you like it? I mean, this cast was pretty cool. I mean,
Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer, Richard Jenkins,
Kate
James
Nelligan.
Spader, Kate Nelligan, Christopher Plummer, David Hyde Pierce. My second DHP of the weekend.
Oh my god!
I saw The Exorcism. And he's in that.
Oh. Well, you forget Eileen Atkins, who is one of my favorite actresses from Britain.
Allison Janney's here for 2 seconds.
2 seconds. I know. I called that. I'm like, Allison Janney. Didn't even know you were in this.
It was her first acting role.
She looks exactly the same. It's crazy.
She's never aged.
She
ever. Started out looking 44, and she's been 44 ever since.
And she's going to stay 44 for the rest of her life. Yeah, just one little party scene in there. That was crazy.
Yeah. David Schwimmer. Did you see David Schwimmer?
We did, as the cop.
I didn't see him.
You were too busy talking about nipples. No, wait, that was me. You were busy talking about mosquito bites.
Ah, yes, I was.
Yeah, but because I pointed at the TV and you're like, you go, and you just kept talking. Like a baby babbling.
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah, David Schwimmer, Ross, was in this movie as a cop.
Right before Friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked, you could just tell that man's going to be a star. His voice, his whole look, you could just tell he was going to be somebody.
Ross Geller would be the worst cop.
Who would be the worst cop? Be a good cop. Oh my god, no. He's too neurotic. He's too Ross to be a cop.
I don't want Ross to have a gun.
No.
Any of the friends that have a gun.
Not after my sandwich. He's going to shoot somebody over a sandwich.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I was thinking. He was going postal there.
So yeah, that's the cast. This is directed by Mike Nichols, the director of The Graduate.
Yeah.
I don't know why he wanted to make this movie.
Did you? I tried to read about that.
He was selected by Nicholson because they know each other and they've been friends for years.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Wait, so Nicholson wanted to do a wolf movie?
Yeah, Nicholson wanted to play a werewolf in a movie. He's always wanted to be in a monster movie. And so he did that.
Really fucked.
Like at the height of his fame, he was like, I want to be a fucking werewolf.
I mean, that's kind of badass. I'll give him that. If
you're going to assign a universal monster to Jack Nicholson, would it be a werewolf?
God, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, he looked like he was meant to be hairy.
His head shape was begging for more hair. I liked that they stayed true to werewolf lore and made his fingers hairy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
That was my favorite part. I'm like, God, could you imagine being caressed with that hand? In many different places. Like, there's hair everywhere.
Kate Nelligan seemed to like it.
Until she got a little Jolly Rogered with Spader's character there.
She was cheating on her husband.
That was one of my favorite parts, though, of this movie, was his sense of smell. Like, he could smell, and then it took him right to where he needed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, that was brilliant. I love that. I love that the sense of smell was heightened, that he could, seeing clearly.
Details of that was very, there was a lot of detail put into that.
To the lore of it all. But It's still weird that Nicholson wanted to make this movie. It just seems like an odd movie to want to make. If you're going to get Mike Nichols to direct it, why not make a better movie?
Well, he got his friend Jim Harrison to write it, and he fell for that original script, and he really liked it. And Harrison and Nichols did not get along. They hated each other, in fact.
Oh, really?
So yeah, according to the lore, and this lore gets repeated. Don't bother watching any video essays about Wolf, because all they do is just repeat all they do is repeat the IMDb trivia. That's it.
Is that it?
That's all they do. It's so lame. Because I read the IMDb trivia. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go find some other opinions about this movie. And like watching I found like one video essay, and all the guy does is just regurgitate all of the fucking IMDb trivia. And it's like, that's fucking lame, dude.
See, this is why they come to us, but then we don't really offer them much in the way of like. I wanted to look that up. I do have a bit of trivia. Sharon Stone was supposed to play the role of Laura.
She didn't want it.
She didn't want it.
She's just like, fuck that shit.
I wonder if it was because she knew she had to make out with Jack Nicholson at some point.
So Jim Harrison, he left the production for creative differences.
Creative differences.
Claiming, quote, I wanted Dionysian, but he wanted Apollonian. He took my wolf and made it a chihuahua. I cracked up for 10 minutes, then went out into the country and stood in front of a wolf den and apologized while my dog hid under the truck.
I don't understand any of that, but I love him. Like, I want to be friends and caress the face of that man.
Now, Apollonian and Dionysian basically just means that Dionysian is like arty and adult and kind of dry, and Apollonian, excuse me, one of the other Apollonian. I think Apollonian is that, and then Dionysian is like passionate and raw and sexy and violent. And yeah,
give me anything.
So they went with Mike Nichols. They went in his direction. They went Apollonian, and it didn't work. I honestly think this is a bad movie. I think it's kind of embarrassing, actually, for all involved.
I think we all kind of collectively cringed.
Yeah.
At many, especially there was the one line. So Jack Nicholson goes to this man to kind of get help to understand why he's turning into a wolf.
So the guy says, "Bite me."
He says, "I want you to bite me," and. It just sounds like an odd invitation.
It's such
an
odd invitation.
But also like you're being kind of a dick about it. It's like, hey, you know what? I want you to bite me. Like that's how we took it.
That's what it sounds like, but it's like no.
But did you get the context that he's dying and he didn't want to die?
Well, yeah, but still, it was still funny.
It was hilarious that you just want someone. I thought it was funny that you just want someone to bite you.
Right.
That was just like, not. I want you to turn me. I want you to bite me.
And just in our vernacular,
Didn't he also go on to say, "I want you to give me your gift"?
Yeah.
That's what he said, right?
Give me your gift. No one's ever asked for my gift.
Oh,
makes me sad. Well, it's just herpes, so you're not missing out on anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but what was funny was that he held out his wrist.
Yeah.
And Nicholson's just like, I can't bite. I can't. Like, and I was waiting for that in the scene. Like, I'm like, oh my god, is he really going to put his chompers on his wrist?
Would it work when he's not wolfed?
That's another good question.
Can you just bite somebody when you're like not a wolf? Because he wasn't he was. I guess he's a wolf all the time, but like he wasn't like in wolf.
He's not
mode.
wolfing out.
Like there was no moon or anything at that moment,
right?
Yeah, he did have fangs whenever he wolfed out. So I think you need those fangs to be out for it to work.
I would think.
Well, because he did bite Spader's character.
Yeah.
While he was wolfed out.
Right. Oh, was he wolfed out? Oh, that's right in the beginning when he first starts learning how he can jump up the stairs instead of just walk like a a normal person. He had to do all the jump. Like, again,
all that jumping is so goofy looking.
It's so
It's so funny.
And I'm like, okay, this has to be a stunt double, right? Like, and what silly stunts are we up to today on the set of Wolf? You know, now jump like a wolf, woo! You know,
it's all. It looked like a lot of wire work.
Oh my
and
God.
It's just so goofy looking wire work, though. It's just everybody's having a lot it fun, like wee.
Oh my God!
And their little string that they get to pull them up.
It is a wee moment, yeah.
But it never looks convincingly like anybody has wolf powers that can jump with. Like,
well, and not only that, but maybe you both. Hopefully, you can understand what I'm saying. The fact that he was wolfing was very vague. You know what I mean? Okay,
because he never becomes like a full wolf until like the very end,
right?
Oh.
But like even
because like in any other werewolf movie, like they actually like get fully transformed. In this movie, their idea of wolves is just like a lot of hair.
That's okay. So that's it. Because what I was thinking was, you know, at least with Spader, we could see the transition once we got the contacts in and that kind of thing. When he's at the police department, we could tell he was a total wolf.
Oh yeah.
But with Jack Nicholson, it was just like. It's like he just kind of lazily walked into being a werewolf.
Yeah,
he just took his time.
Stumbled.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I guess I am now. I guess this is me now. This is me now.
He also sweat a lot.
Oh no, the moist moment in this film.
Oh yeah.
He got out of the shower, and the cop comes to the door of his hotel room.
Just like, dude, get a towel on
Did you
that
not
face.
dry at all?
Well, no, and that's the thing. But it didn't even look like he'd just taken a shower. It looked like he was sweating balls. Like, I mean, it was just so moist and upsetting.
Very uncomfortable.
We both looked away, and again, hairline moved again. Hairline was way up here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Unless he was wolfing out in the shower. No, the way we described this movie is exactly the way we watched it. Confusing, odd, mildly entertaining, to say the least. Because we laughed a lot, and we weren't supposed to laugh, but we definitely
I don't think the movie invited laugh. I think some things were intended to be funny, like Nicholson, like smelling the tequila on that guy. Like, what are you doing drinking tequila this early in the morning, dude?
That was kind of funny. But when you have James Spader smelling the crotch of Michelle Pfeiffer, and then he just wanted to, and then he kept saying, "Oh, where's my phone?" Guys, I had the best line.
Who else though could say that? Who else would you imagine as an actor would be sniffing someone's crotch but James Spader?
I mean, that's a good point. Can we all
just agree that if an actor was going to sniff somebody's crotch,
it's gotta be Spader. My favorite fucking line of
Could you
Spader's.
imagine him introducing himself that way in like one of John Hughes' movies?
Yeah, as
him
Blaine.
walking up to Molly Ringwald. Hello.
Oh my God.
You're Blaine's girlfriend.
His name is Blaine. Spader has the best line in this movie. He says, "Does she look like the fuck of the decade or what?" And I love that line. I love that line. I actually had to put it in my notes. That made me laugh so hard. So.
Michelle Pfeiffer's like, I do look like the fuck of the decade.
She actually really did. She was fantastic in this film. It's just such an and her character was so confusing too. It's like, are you nice? Are you a cunt? I can't decide. You can't decide, clearly.
Her character is described initially like, they initially described the character as if they wanted to like give her a purpose. They wanted to make her part of the story and like beef up the character to thank Michelle Pfeiffer for taking the role. And she's like, no, that's all right. I just want to be in a movie with Mike Nichols and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. So she just stayed like this. She's like the black sheep of her very, very rich family. Christopher Plummer's her dad, and he runs the publishing house, and he just fired Jack Nicholson from. And like her whole thing, I guess, that they wanted to get across is that she liked wounded animals.
Who doesn't? Wounded animals.
That's kind of her thing, is that she likes wounded animals.
Well, okay, so here's the thing about that. When he's staying at her house, Jack Nicholson's character, staying at her house, he sees a deer out in the forest. We fast forwarded that so fast because neither one of us wanted to see him gnaw on a deer or just bleed it dry. And the deer looked so fucking scared. I hope that deer didn't really get killed.
That mechanical deer?
It wasn't mechanical. No deer can jump like that.
It wasn't when he bit its neck, it was.
Well, see, we didn't see that part. Because we fast forwarded through that.
Modern HD TVs are just not kind to this type of...
You know what? To a lot of these 90s movies, they just look like they're from the 1970s when we were in grade school. That's what it looks like to me. They look old. And that makes me sad.
It just exposes a lot of the flaws. Like, the mechanical deer is comical. The mechanical wolf is even funnier.
Mechanical wolf. With the human eyes. Why do people always do this? Like putting human eyes on an animal like that. See,
how else would you know it was Jack Nicholson if you couldn't see his eyes?
Well, like in Twilight, I knew it was Jacob.
Yeah.
Well, because of his eyes, didn't I? No. Yeah, I mean, they were fleshed out, more CGI'd.
They had some really they all had a different fur color.
That's true.
They were ever so slightly different, and some of them were bigger than the others.
They were janky as hell, and when you got to that final fucking fight scene, you couldn't tell where anybody was. You only knew it was Jacob because he ran off with the girl to get her out of there.
Oh, Jacob.
His baby girlfriend.
Oh, we were talking about that too. Guys, don't date babies.
Life lesson: don't date babies.
Don't kick them.
Unless
don't
you are
hate
a baby.
them.
If you want to date a baby and you are a baby, whatever.
I just think that you're still a little bit immature
date
to
a
understand.
baby.
Right. Babies should not be having sex.
No.
At all.
Ever.
No.
With each other.
Grown teenage Taylor Lautner should not be trying to fuck babies.
I feel like you're projecting that on him. And it was just a role.
It's Jacob. It's definitely Jacob.
Jacob. Good old Jacob.
Taylor Lautner.
And Taylor Lautner as Taylor Lautner.
You'll notice he hasn't worked much since he tried to have sex with that baby. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. He and his wife actually have a very cool podcast that I've listened to.
Good.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. Yeah. I think he'd like to forget Twilight as much as anybody else. As much as anybody else.
Better werewolf movie, this or Twilight?
Oh, Twilight. God, give me hours and hours of Twilight over this fucking movie. Although, you know, the great thing about this movie is we never have to watch it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just don't. And we don't have to seek it out.
First time. We don't have to look for it.
We never have to look at it again.
Yeah.
But I'm strangely glad we did watch it. Isn't that weird?
That is weird, because why would you be thankful for this?
Because it proves to me that celebrities are just like you and me, and that they can make some real stinkers of films. Just like you and me.
This podcast hasn't proven that yet?
Well,
or a year and a half in, I think we've proven. The 90s is the worst decade for movies ever.
I mean, we can't overstate that, can we? It's like we say that on every one of these podcasts, these movies. Well, and then I looked on IMDb, so they gave it a 6.8 out of 10. So I thought, well, that's not terrible. Mm-hmm. There's some redemption in there, but...
There are people who defend this movie, I guess. Like Ebert gave it 3 stars.
Out of...
4.
Ebert. No, honey, no.
No, you could get away with 2. You could not get away with 3.
That's... Yeah. I don't know. I think about some of these other critics that, like... on Mystery Science Theater, where they're just like... They gave, like, movies... that were so bad, like Laser Blast, the same amount of stars as they gave Hannah and her sisters. Like, it's Laser Blast, and it's like one of the worst movies of all time, yet these film critics liked it. I don't understand that. I don't understand apologists for this film. I mean, really, this film didn't offend us. It just wasn't good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody wanted to be part of this.
Right.
I don't understand what drew Nicholson to it. I don't understand what... Mike Nichols doesn't even seem to like horror movies.
Yeah, again, that was what it was for me. It was like, God, it's Mike Nichols? What are you doing? Like, Were you just bored one day? It's, Jack called me up and I said, sure, werewolves, let's do it, Mike Nichols, you've done wonderful things. This was not one of them.
I mean, Spader, yeah. You get of course that makes sense.
Oh, I fucking love Spader. I fucking love Spader because of these roles that he chooses. He's such a fucking oddball, and I dig the fuck out of him. And he looked hot in this movie until he became a wolf. I'm just saying that he looked really hot.
Yeah, I can see that.
He was a handsome guy, but he plays
he's
weird
not a
fucking
bad-
roles every time.
Yeah, or like evil roles.
Or evil roles.
Weird or evil.
It's the thing is that even his good guys are evil.
Even his good guys are evil. That's true.
like Dream Lover.
Oh my god. It's like I think that there's those directors like get me Spader. Like they know what kind of movie they're gonna make. Get me
But
Spader.
if you were going to put Spader and Nicholson in a scene together, would you rather them just, insult each other, wittily insult each other, or would you rather have them fight as wolves? Come on.
You know what? That's a great question. Thank you for asking. When you've got two actors like that have the ability to spar, you've missed the
verbally
mark.
back and forth, yeah. Now we're going to dress them up like fucking wolves.
And you're going to have Spader sniff Michelle Pfeiffer's crotch. And then air fucker.
I don't understand why he just kept
He was going to fuck her to death.
But
So
he
he literally said, I'm going to fuck you to death. And he's a werewolf, so of course, doggy style.
But he did that too many times when she was right there. He just kept picking her up and putting her back down. I know, dude, but you're not even doing anything.
He was thrusting himself into, and she had these white cotton panties on. I never say the word panties. Here we are. But what are you fucking? Is there a hole in there? Are they just old underpants? I don't understand what you're doing, James Spader.
Well, his pants were still on, too.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, but if he had a wolf dick, it could have just shot straight through the denim. You don't know. We've never met a wolf, and not one of us.
This is a terrifying thought.
It's like a blade.
Dogs famously have strange-looking penises.
They do.
Does that happen to you if you become a wolf?
Oh my god.
Do you get a dog, a canine penis?
These are the questions that Jack Nicholson didn't ask anybody.
Apparently,
how do we know?
Apparently that was addressed. Somebody did make a wolf cock for this movie,
They
but
didn't. No, they didn't.
They chose not to use it.
Are you serious? That's a beautiful story. That's right up there with your mosquito story.
I know, right?
Wolf cocks and mosquitoes, obvi. Wow. This is why no one listens to this
You're
podcast.
welcome. Can you imagine though? Rick Baker's putting the last, gluing the last hair to the wolf penis.
Now, in the film, his fingers are covered with hair. Do you want the full cock covered in hair? How do we do that? I don't know. Should I look up and see what a wolf penis looks like?
I don't think the hair Don't put the hair on the tip. Just all the way up the shaft. Stop at the tip.
God, that's gonna tickle. Oh, God. Why? Rick Baker,
Terrifying.
renowned makeup artist. Rick Baker. Could you? I mean, to me, that's so beneath him. I just make cocks all day. Because we wanted to try each size.
Yeah, I had to try out 3 or so wolf cocks to see which one they wanted.
It's Spader.
Then they didn't even fucking use it.
I bet it's in his collection at home, though. It's that's Spader's wolf cock that was supposed to be used.
You're not looking up wolf cocks.
I was going to, but
No.
you all seem like you were really weird about it.
We're weird about Yeah, our reaction. That's the weird thing.
Don't be weird about wolf cocks. See, somebody said, they were talking about, how would I, 3.3 out of 5, 15 ratings, what? So bad it's good is what this movie is described as.
I mean, that's not an unreasonable read of this.
No Schwimmer.
So bad it's good is, I would say, fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
It got a Grammy
Because
nomination.
it is bad.
What?
It got a Grammy nomination.
For what? The soundtrack? That's that shitty fucking sexy sax soundtrack?
Ennio Morricone.
I'm sorry, it is
That's
Ennio
why.
Morricone,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that is a weird soundtrack.
It was-
At one point, we're getting ready for the huge wolf fight, and it's just like sexy saxophone.
I felt we were supposed to be scared, but I also was a little aroused. It was weird. And then you get that sexy sax, and it's like, yep, that's exactly how I feel. A little scared, pretty aroused.
And then James Spader says he's gonna fuck you to
death. And then I'm like, you know what? I am the fuck of the decade, dude. I got you, James Spader. God, we need to get him on the podcast.
Oh yeah, he's gonna want to hear. Brilliant. He's gonna want to hear from us after we trashed everything that he's done.
Yeah, but he knows how much I love him. And I think he would come on and talk to me. I think he would. I think we'd have some chemistry.
Oh,
and
chemistry.
Maybe we'd go get a coffee or something.
Then he turns into a wolf.
Then he turns into a wolf and just basically fucks me to death. All right, where do I sign? That's all I'm saying. This movie. Not good, but if you're interested in watching Wolf, it is streamable over on Amazon Prime for $3.95.
We're only 30 minutes in. We gotta keep going.
No, we have other things to talk about.
We do?
Yeah.
Like what?
Fuzzy. All caught up on Doctor Who?
Yeah, I am.
You are?
It was fantastic. I loved it.
But you watched all of the new Doctor? Wow. Yeah. I've not even done it.
Me neither. So that's why I'm like, I'm super stoked about this. So,
it's so cool. I got so excited because Yasmin Finney was in the last episode again, and I lost my mind, of course.
We love a good Yasmin Finney.
Obsessed with Yasmin Finney.
Love, love, love. Yeah, so I mean, there's so much that I need to get caught up on, because there for a while we were actually talking about Doctor Who, because it's like whenever we don't want to talk about a movie, we just like, what else could we possibly talk about? I don't have anything more to talk about wolves with.
So tell us about Ruby Sunday.
Oh, Ruby Sunday is I like her. It's very interesting though. She's only 2 months younger than me, and that blows my mind because
are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Her actress is only a couple months older than me too. She was born in June, I think, of 2004. So.
God bless.
Yeah. I was like, wow, I'm the same age as the companion right now. That is cool. That is really cool.
It's very cool. But okay, yeah, because I was concerned, and then I saw, is it Jonathan Groff, isn't it?
Jonathan Groff.
Fuck yeah, I'm super stoked about that.
His character,
yeah?
Oh my god, Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Oh my god, it was incredible.
Oh, I can't wait. And then, of course, Jinx Monsoon as the maestro.
Oh, yes.
That I was super stoked about, because Jinx is awesome.
That episode was crazy.
So a lot of creepiness. Like, did they bring back some of, like, that kind of eerie... Because I miss that. Like, we don't do the eerie Doctor Who's. We need the really eerie...
So there was some
creepy,
more eerie kind of things.
Because there's a whole thing with Ruby, isn't there? Like, I thought I read something to the effect that her older self is also out there traveling around as well, or something to that effect.
There is an older version of her that only she appeared for like one episode, and she would stay, or the episode's called 73 Yards. Mm-hmm. She would stay 73 yards away from Ruby at all times.
Yeah, we gotta watch these.
It was creepy. But it was fantastic.
Oh my god!
Just the storylines were incredible. And then I get so mad because then I go on Tumblr and people are talking about how many people are boycotting it or like complaining about it, and I'm like, dude, fuck off with that. That's ridiculous.
Yep. And we've always said too, if you watch even with Tom Baker era stuff, this show's always had something gay in it. Always.
Yeah.
Gay person, gay alien, gay whatever. I mean, it's a gay show. I'm sorry if you disagree, and then like you just want your cis white man to get in the box. That's not how this is. We're a different Doctor now too. We're discovering more about who the Doctor is, who they want to. They're almost like, what I was kind of worried about though too was that it seemed like this new Doctor was so high on happiness that people were saying that they thought that he might unravel the way that Tennant's Doctor did. Do you see that in any of these episodes or not?
Well, David Tennant's original Doctor. Mm-hmm. David Tennant's original Doctor was, I would say he was more emotionally closed off.
Yeah.
And this Doctor isn't. It usually takes Ruby to kind of get him out of it, but she will just say things and she'll be like, no, you're not doing this. You're not gonna hide yourself away or like run away from this.
Right.
Feel it. And he does.
I'm looking forward to this. I've got to get caught up because I knew I could see all the episodes going and I'm like, yep, I'm still not to it. But like right now I'm going through that. I don't know if it's my age or whatever, but it's panic attacks and anxiety all the time. And I'm having quite a bit of it. So for me, I have to watch comfort shows. I have to. That's the only thing that I can focus on. I can't get into new stuff. I just want Bob's or, something like that. I just want those shows. But Doctor Who used to be a comfort show. I need to get back to that.
It was, and I got excited. There was a character that was in a couple episodes of Torchwood, and she, the actress, played a different role in this one.
Ooh.
Indira Varma, I believe her name is. Mm-hmm. And I got obsessed with this because her character, I wrote a fan fiction myself insert with with her character as my mother.
Oh.
And so I have a whole set of lore with her character. And so I was like,
you were just so happy.
It's her.
But as a different character.
It's a different character.
But still,
it wasn't
there.
her because it was back in Bridgerton times because there was a Bridgerton episode.
Mm-hmm. I think I know who you're talking about because if I yes, that's her. So she was in Bride and Prejudice. Do you remember when I showed you that movie years ago?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
And she played the evil sister in it. Yeah, I love her. She was also in one of the Star Wars. Was it? You didn't watch it? Obi-Wan. She was in Obi-Wan, and it was awesome. Obi-Wan. A lot of people miss that. You're sleeping on it. It's really good.
Yeah, I really like her as an actress. I don't know. Something about her. I like her.
I only seen one clip from the last episode, and it looked like Kate Stewart had died, and I was like, "Fuck this show."
Wait,
what? It did. It looked like everyone had died.
Okay,
in the last episode. Nobody does.
Okay, thank God.
But it looked. I saw Rose, Yasmin Finney's character, start to disappear, and I was like,
Don't
better
you
not
dare.
fucking do this to me.
I'm about to throw hands at the TV.
I am going to throw hands at a TV. I wanted to go to sleep that night, but then I saw that, and I was like, nope, I have to finish this episode until she wakes back up.
Oh my God. Yes.
I'm not going to bed until I know.
I don't blame you. No. Now I definitely have to see all this. For sure. I don't know.
So Wolf.
There's you know what, again, if you're looking to have something on in the background that you don't care about, Wolf is the movie for you. If that's not a ringing endorsement of a film, I don't know what is.
Were you a fan of The Graduate?
Yeah.
I was not.
Why?
I hate Dustin Hoffman.
Oh.
With a fiery passion.
Did you see it before you hated him or after you hated him?
Probably both. I don't know. I've never really cared for it. I don't understand the whole thing about The Graduate. What's so appealing about this? This guy's kind of a loser, and what?
And and she's hot. The MILF. She's totally hot. And bankrupt. I love kind of May-December stories. I don't know why. I like, when one person's older than the other. I don't know why. Those always fascinate me. Also because it widens my dating pool.
You've got daddy issues.
I've got daddy issues. Yeah. So that's why I enjoy those movies a lot. But no, I thought it was hilarious. I thought Anne Bancroft had some great lines in that movie. I liked how it was shot. I don't know. But then I don't hate Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, I do. He's like one of those guys who he's a method actor, so everything's got to be super real. I got to be in character all the time. So he got so into character, playing a character who is abusive toward his wife, that he slapped Meryl Streep. For real.
Meryl Streep was playing his wife.
Yeah.
I think I've heard about this.
Yeah, and she's still to this day tells that story. You could just see the look on her face, like it's just. But I mean,
But there's this. I mean, one of my favorite things I've ever read in my life. Sir Laurence Olivier roasted Dustin Hoffman so bad. It's literally like they're making this movie, The Marathon Man, and Dustin's doing his whole method thing, and Laurence Olivier just looks at him. Dear boy, why don't you just try acting?
oh, what a dick! That's awesome. If somebody could tell Jared Leto that would be great. We'd appreciate it.
It's interesting. It's interesting though, like because in the play that I was in with everybody, there was a real slap in our show.
That's right.
Callie actually slapped Alexander because she couldn't make it. She couldn't make it realistic unless she did, because it was like she kept stopping right here, and the amount of times that and she couldn't do it to Perrin either. Perrin had to catch her arm.
Yeah.
But Alexander didn't. He was.
And you could see the red palm on his face after he got slapped.
2 nights, his glasses went flying. And she felt so bad. She would not stop apologizing. She apologized so many times, but he was just like, dude, it's fine. I don't care.
Right. I think we all, if somebody wants to smack me, that's fine.
If an actor is expecting it,
yeah.
if it's fine with them, I think whatever. But
That's
like,
just
if you're not expecting it,
yeah.
no.
That's just what professional wrestling is. It's like you're not trying to hurt your opponent, but sometimes you're gonna just hit him as hard as you can, and they're gonna say, yeah, that's what wrestling is.
Right. The difference is Meryl didn't ask for him
she
to.
didn't.
And she
didn't consent to.
it.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
exactly. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. But like, I mentioned Jared Leto. It's like, maybe don't send people condoms full of cum. Don't do that because you're fucking weird.
How else do you communicate that you're the Joker?
You're the Joker. Well, I mean, Margot Robbie didn't send like a, I don't know, what did she carry around? A baseball bat, full of her shit. I don't know. I'm sorry. Method acting to me, it's just so pretentious. It's just stop it.
Yeah, there's this movie called My Left Foot with
yes.
What's his name?
Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah.
Sir Daniel Day-Lewis, and he's playing a guy who has like one foot, and he's like a special needs. He's got like all kinds of problems. Like he can barely get around.
Right.
The character.
Right.
And when they said cut, he would have people come and pick him up and carry him around.
Yeah, because he had to stay in character.
He needed to stay in character.
So and
so people would have to come and pick him up and carry him everywhere.
Yep.
That seems a bit odd.
Well,
that is a bit odd. I feel like less extreme parts of method acting isn't too bad. But
he wouldn't respond.
Extreme seems a little odd.
He would not respond unless you called him by his character name.
So here. Let me play you something, because every time we talk about My Left Foot, this is the only thing that pops up for me in my head every fucking time. Let's see if I can get it.
My left foot always been better than the right one. My left foot always gets me where I need to go. I'll start out easy.
The movie's a bit less jaunty.
What a great idea for a musical, though. My Left Foot. And then I'll show you, Fuzzy, actually what we're dealing with here, because you're not gonna know it until you just all the feet that come up when you type this in.
My left foot.
Oh my god! Did you see what Miramax did? They took a hot picture of Daniel Day-Lewis and put it on the cover of the DVD. That's what he looks like in the film. That's GQ Man of the Year right there. Right there.
God.
Why would you fucking do that? Fucking weirdos. My left foot. Yeah, that every time that goes in my head. Every time. So, now that I've besmirched the...
For me, Dustin Hoffman belongs on the cut list. I'm just saying.
Didn't we put him on there?
Maybe. Put him on again. And Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, fuck you, I'm not picking you up. Get your ass up and walk, dickhead. You're not actually fucking disabled.
I think we did, because I remember putting Jared Leto on there, too. He was definitely on the cunt list.
Just put method acting on the cut list.
So, yeah, I put Riz on there, so I think we could put method acting.
Oh, your chicken has Riz?
Oh my god. This chicken slaps. Fuck you, Quick Star.
There's a couple more words we could put on the cunt list, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. The word Sigma.
Sigma. Bussin'. I fucking hate the word bussin'.
I don't mind that one as much as some of the other ones.
How do you
It's
work,
not a good word, but I don't like
How
it.
do you work skibbity toilet into describing chicken?
Phantom tax. I hate all of that.
I don't know what any of that. I don't know what any of that means.
I don't either, but I hear it all the time, and I'm so tired of it.
What is phantom tax? What is that?
Is there a context?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You never heard of that one?
I've never heard that one.
I hear that one in the skibbity
It's
all the
phantom.
time.
Phantom. Phanum.
Phantom.
I don't know.
I have no
I thought
idea.
it came from that video of like that super goth guy singing on the steps. And
I remember.
I thought that was where it was from.
That's where my head popped up. Or my head popped up.
I saw
Where your
that
head
in a
popped
Curtis. I think it was a Curtis
It
Connors.
was. It was. And then the whole skibbity thing.
Oh god, I hate that word so
Why?
much.
Why is it a thing?
I have no
What
idea.
context
well,
in which do you use it?
Yeah.
So here, you guys should see a picture of where this came from.
Yeah.
It's a game on Roblox.
Oh. Well, now that changes everything.
And now I will show you a picture of the toilet.
Why is there a man in a toilet?
I hate it. I hate it.
So-
These
Is-
things chase you around, and you have to try to kill them. And they come in huge packs, and then sometimes there's a giant one that's way bigger than your character, and you have to, like, shoot laser guns at it.
Is he Skibbity? Is that who is coming out of the toilet? Is he Skibbity?
I would assume so.
You know, I have nightmares already about things.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that Walter White's part of the skibbity toilet. That's weird.
I've never seen that before. I've only seen, like, this guy, and then there's, like, some other versions of him.
Is that Matt Damon in there? Oh my god, what's going on?
Everybody's getting in the toilet.
We don't want that. I implore you, listeners, do not look up what this is. You will not sleep.
It's this generation's Chungus.
Oh, I love Chungus, though. Big Chungus was awesome.
Oh my god.
Chungus.
It's horrifying.
I
It's
named my
absolutely
kid Chungus. Little Chungus Sheen, get your ass over here.
There is a strange amount of Chungus questions and things on what is it? Oh, on the meme game.
Really?
What do you mean? There's so many.
There is.
Or
Because I think we
there's
played
that one, and then it's also in the family edition of Cards Against Humanity.
Hey, there's no such thing as the family edition. Cards Against Humanity was meant to be fucked up.
Yeah, well, they changed it. They turned it into a kids version, and I actually played it with my mom, Ian, and the girls.
Oh.
How boring was that?
Actually, it wasn't too
really?
boring.
Okay.
They had some funny stuff on there. I think one just came up the other day, actually.
They should make like a Christian one. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, God.
What would you even title it? Because you
No,
couldn't call
because
it.
Grandma Deb would make me
She
play it.
would. She would. We'll get that fun game, Cards Against Humanity. Now, I know the name's a bit scary, but guess what? All it has to do with is Jesus.
Jesus wouldn't do that.
Oh, there we go. There's...
Jesus walks on wine.
That's funny.
Hold it there.
Transferring my consciousness into a guinea pig.
Okay, yeah, so it said here, I'll just read all of them.
Thank you.
Mom, look at me, Mom. I'm transferring my consciousness into a guinea pig.
That's good. Good.
A huge muscular baby. Talking really loud. Or grabbing a pigeon and stuffing it into my pants.
Okay. All right. That is pretty good.
And then at one point I got both the death card and the life card in my hand. I have no idea why.
Wow. Yeah, I like the dirty version better.
It's funnier, but I mean, it's still not too bad to play with.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fascinated by this, that, like, Nicholson was, like, the biggest star in the world for a while,
Yeah.
and no one talks about this fucking movie.
No,
Ever.
Ever.
Like, no one talks about Wolf.
Oh.
Like, there aren't any video essays about it, I mean, except for ones that just read the IMDb trivia, but there's no legacy for this movie at all.
Like, you'd think someone would have had, like, a late night monologue, you know, talking about the failure of it, but it's like
didn't
it just
fail.
didn't exist. It didn't fail?
It did not fail, actually. It cost a lot of money, but it didn't make enough to not be a failure. So it was like, it only grossed $65 million domestic, but it grossed $66 international, so a total of $131 million on a budget that was like $70 million. So it made money. You couldn't necessarily call it a failure, because it didn't make money.
But it failed to make me happy. So I think I can call it a failure. Yeah. It failed to...
I find it bland.
Yeah.
It's a bland monster movie.
You know, it's like, you know, when Vince used to tell Howard on The Mighty Boosh that his face was like a balloon, because there was no features at all. It was just a balloon. That's what this movie is. It's just a balloon. Just a beige balloon. That's all it is. Because you don't really take a lot away from it.
Well, and this goes back to what Jim Harrison was saying. It was like he wrote a real monster movie and he turned my wolf into a chihuahua. Like, it's just like, and it is relatively bloodless. It's not it's certainly not scary in any way.
No.
Aside from James Spader sniffing people's crotches in public.
Okay, that might be scary to some.
That was a little terrifying.
I'm just saying, James call me.
I get it.
Yeah, everything's weird with me, though. I can't have one thing not be weird, you know. I have to make it weird. Let me make it weird. How do I make it weird for you? Is the question.
Do not start sniffing people's crotches in public.
Well,
Leave
not
that
in public.
Leave that to James Spader.
Dear James, my address is 216. Come on over. Sniff my crotch. Oh, I'm going to hell. I'm going to
leave
hell.
you alone with the microphone so you can talk to James.
Oh, well, after I get off the phone with Gary Oldman from True Romance.
Specifically from True Romance, so just the character.
I think I have trauma, and I fall for the weirdest fucking people. And it just, and then falling for them makes the trauma even worse. And I'm in a downward spiral, and I think I need an intervention.
So it's Wolf Jack Nicholson, and it's Gary Oldman from True Romance.
And James Spader from Wolf. Yeah.
Pre-Wolf.
Pre-Wolf.
Before he becomes a wolf.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want him after that, because he does not look half as attractive as Jack Nicholson does as a wolf.
You don't want him to fuck you to death.
Well... Look, James, I'm not going to say no, okay? Because I know you don't have that much hair on your body now. I know you don't. Just saying.
That feathering of his hair is amazing, isn't it?
It always looks immaculate.
It's always feathering.
Always feathering. Yeah. Bless. Woo! Sorry, I had a Charlie horse, had to stand up.
He's just always a very handsome man.
Yeah.
But he's always in terrible movies for some reason. Why is that?
Well, not always. Again.
He's in a lot of terrible movies. This and Dream Lover. Specifically.
Yeah. Because then you get, like, Secretary and
Yeah.
shit like that. I mean, those are fucking great movies.
Are you sad that his hair died?
Yeah.
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 Did you all do, like, a funeral for James Spader's feathered hair?
He actually shaved it and sent it to me in the bathroom. It's in my bathroom, baried under the toilet. You'll never find it.
The only reason that the where he became a lawyer, remember that show? What was that called?
What was that? Was that
Boston Public?
Was it no Boston Legal?
Boston Legal.
Wasn't it?
The only reason that show existed, and I think if that's the title of the show.
It was because of his hair?
No, it's because he became friends with Michelle Pfeiffer, who was married to David Kelly.
That's right.
Who produced that show.
That's where I remembered his face from. I was like, dude, I have seen that face so many times.
Yeah,
so many times.
That you don't get without Wolf. You don't get this show.
Wow. Thanks, Wolf.
Wow.
Hey, Wolf. Thanks. Boston Legal. By the way, you can get all those DVDs. They are on sale on eBay if you are interested. If you're a big fan of Boston Legal.
Any
My
bargain
mother
bin you go
is.
to.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Garage sales everywhere have season 3 of Boston Legal.
Why? Just season 3. Just season 3.
Well, you don't want to lose season 1 and 2, you know.
It's so weird that you said that, because like season 3, episode 1 is right up here. And Michael J. Fox is in it. You're right. That's why they would have season 3. Want to watch Michael J. Fox.
Well,
Wow.
you buy a lot of doubles of that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets you one for Christmas, and then they get you, that one for your birthday as well, and she's like, I don't need 2 of them.
No, but you give it to a friend.
Or I could get
Sure.
25 cents for it at a garage sale.
That's true.
That's-
That's so true. Or you can try to take it to the pawn shop. They'll give you 5 cents for it.
Yes.
Because how else can they screw us out of money at a pawn shop?
So then you just take a marker and you write James Spader on it and say it's signed.
Oh my god, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Except not to a Boston Legal DVD. I'm going to write his name on another movie that he wasn't even in.
Yes.
And just have him sign that.
Did you see the controversy that there was this weird controversy on Twitter where like a woman was in line to meet Charlie Cox from Daredevil, and she had a copy of the very first Daredevil comic, and so she had him sign it, and people were like, "What the fuck are you doing? That's a Daredevil #1." It's like, no, it's a Daredevil #1 that has Daredevil's signature on it, dickhead.
Was it Comic Book Guy? It was, wasn't it? Worst idea ever. Oh my god.
I would say it's probably the only Daredevil #1 that has Charlie Cox's signature on it.
Pretty fucking cool. I
That
just
is
hope she bags it.
I kind of think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Bros can't have that.
no.
The fucking comic book bros. You guys suck. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking at James Spader in drag. God, he's kind of hot. The pretty,
Is that another thing that
very
he does
handsome
well?
woman.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Look at, have a look.
Why was he in drag?
I think he was portraying Candice Bergen's character
Oh, good
on
God.
Boston Legal. You know what? Next week, you guys, we're gonna pick one Boston Legal episode and we're gonna talk about it. That's it. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Not
Yes.
gonna
Yes. Yes. We never get through a full movie on one of these things. We're gonna talk about one episode of Boston fucking Legal next week. James Spader is the new patron saint of this fucking podcast.
What are you watching?
Boston Legal.
No. Are you gonna watch Blown Away? Are you gonna watch I Love Trouble?
Oh,
Are you gonna watch
did you say Blown Away?
Baby's Day Out?
Jeff Bridges Blown Away?
Are you gonna watch The Shadow with Alec Baldwin?
So it's Jeff Bridges is Blown Away?
Are you gonna watch Little Big League?
I'm not watching any fucking one of them if you don't just say which Blown Away it is.
Well, yeah, it is that.
Fuck
Blown
yeah,
Away.
dude, that movie's
No.
awesome. That movie's so fucking awesome, please.
We're fine.
Well, unless you pick another one. But I say Blown Away.
But I Love Trouble was a bomb.
That's true. That's true, and Blown Away did really well.
And then there's Baby's Day Out.
Which I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's a baby who gets out and is chased by criminals led by, what's his name? Ray. No, what's his name? Fuck. Joe Mantegna.
Oh. That sounds horrible. Let's watch that one.
But then The Shadow, Alec Baldwin plays a superhero who's a shadow.
No. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I don't want to ruin science fiction
What
for
about
me.
Little Big League is a movie where a little boy inherits the Minnesota Twins.
I don't want to watch any more baseball movies on this
No.
fucking podcast. I hated it.
What are we
Hate it.
going to do? We're a week away from Forrest Gump. So,
Oh no.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Wow.
rest in peace.
Well, I mean, we all die inside.
It's like Hanks isn't dead.
No. No, that movie makes me feel dead. That's what happened. You know what? I used to watch that movie every Thanksgiving and fall asleep to it. That says a lot about that movie. Let's do I Love Trouble, just because it looks horrible.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I love trouble.
It does look horrible. Wow.
It's 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Oh.
And Julia Roberts and Nick Nolte hate each other.
Oh, do they? In real life, do they?
I think in real